All right. Good morning, everybody. Good to be with you. I'm Greg Fischer, the mayor of Louisville, here to talk about another aspect of our COVID virus and fighting the pandemic. It's been challenging, to say the least, here over the last 10 years, or 10 months in Louisville, as we've grown accustomed to this virus and what it's doing to us, our health, and then also the economy as well. And we've learned how we can fight through it and still struggle. And we're at this point right now where infections are still increasing, but we have a vaccine that we can see at the end of the tunnel. So kind of showing that persistence to get from where we're at today to the vaccine is really important for us. But one of the things that we've got to do throughout this whole phase is support our small businesses. They are the backbone of our city. They give us the soul of our city. And so we've got to do everything we can to make sure that they get through this very difficult time that we're in today. So we're going to be talking about that here today with our Louisville Independent Business Association. So a few stats to start with. We all know that our small businesses are struggling right now. In so many cases, these are the dreams of entrepreneurs that have been put to work to build a business. I'm a business guy, an entrepreneur that started several businesses. I understand that, and it is really hard right now. When you take a look at the statistics, overall revenue among small businesses in Louisville have declined almost 26% compared to January of 2020. That's according to Opportunity Insights, which is a nonpartisan research and policy institute based at Harvard University. Nationally, small business revenue has declined by 23%. Many businesses are down 50% and 75%. And just as we've come together to reduce the spread of the COVID-19 virus, we've got to do the same to support our locally owned small businesses. And every one of them needs our dollars and support. So when you're going out and supporting these folks, you are helping the city in a big way, because small businesses are critical to our local economy. As I said, they're kind of our soul with their unique services and unique products, and we've got to make sure that they are here at the end of this pandemic. So I ask everybody, if it's a restaurant, order delivery, takeout, get curbside pickup from your favorite shop, buy a gift card or gift certificate. There are things that you can do to help us get through this. Just remember to shop local. We have our small business COVID-19 relief grant program. Louisville Metro government was able to give out grants totaling $27.1 million to 824 small businesses to help lessen the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. 28% of those grants went to minority-owned businesses, and almost 34% went to women-owned businesses. And through the Small Business COVID-19 Relief Loan Program, we've now approved 51 low-interest loans to date, totaling $2.1 million. So about $30 million or so in total impact from Metro government. But there is a lot more need out there, and additional assistance is needed from the federal government to help support small businesses. This is a real-time issue that's going on in Washington, D.C. right now, and I urge everybody to contact their U.S. senators, in our case here in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul, and U.S. Congressman John Yarmouth, and let them know that we need more direct relief, and we need it now. COVID is putting people out of work. It's time when we have to show support for one another, and the federal government needs another slug to help us do this, to support our businesses and our families and frontline government workers and others that are harmed by this pandemic. It has been tough, and it's going to continue to be tough, so we need that relief now. So everybody, please contact them. Let's get a local look at it, and that's through Jennifer Rubenstein. She's the Executive Director of Louisville Independent Business Alliance, affectionately known as LIBA, to say a few words. And Jennifer has been a long advocate for local businesses here in Louisville. Jennifer, thank you for joining us today. Please tell us a little more what LIBA is up to.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. And, when you said 10 years earlier, sometimes it does feel like it's been 10 years since this whole thing started. But it has been a really rough 10 months. And also, I appreciate that, you just took all the words right out of my mouth. The issues that we're facing. So, yes, LIBA is the Louisville Independent Business Alliance. We are all about local independent businesses. So these are the folks that are homegrown businesses owned by your neighbors right here in town. We have really realized that this pandemic has hit the independents especially hard. I usually am not so blunt about it, but Amazon and Walmart don't need your money. Your locals need your money. If you want your locals to be here after the pandemic, then try to, have a second thought about it before you hit that, buy now button or whatever it is you're doing to think about, well, could I support a local business with this transaction? And where are those local businesses? So we do have a couple of options here that will hopefully make it a little easier for you. First of all, we do have our keeplouisvilleweird.com website. So if you go to keeplouisvilleweird.com/directory, you can see a directory of local independent businesses along with their websites, with their contact information, and also a lot of them are including what they are doing, especially during the pandemic, as far as curbside delivery, etc. So many of our businesses have taken the opportunity and used some of the grant money from the city. Some of it, could be used specifically to help businesses get online. That's always been important, but obviously that has become of utmost importance during the pandemic. So you will be pleasantly surprised at the amount of businesses that do have online options for you, from restaurants to retailers to everything in between. So I encourage you to take a look and see what's available there, because you can find some hidden gems that maybe you wouldn't have discovered, before the pandemic, but now as we're doing so much exploration online, there's really some fun things to find. So I also want to add that we are trying to, again, make it easier by opening a new website this week called shoplocallou.com. And that is an affiliation. It's a multi-vendor e-commerce website. So you'll be able to shop many, many local independent businesses, select from different gift items. You can shop by neighborhood. You can shop by, we have collections put together, everything from like $25 and under gifts to Black-owned businesses, etc. So you have some options to kind of direct your shopping. We're opening with curbside pickup at this point. So sometimes that's a big advantage when shipping can be delayed, to be able to just, go down the street and pick up your items. We'll also be offering gift cards, etc., to our restaurants, folks that also need assistance. And you can buy all of those with one transaction. So we're hoping to make that very convenient for everybody. I'm thankful to Louisville Water Company. They are a locally owned utility, which is kind of rare these days. They've been around since the 1800s, and they're coming in to help us make this site possible. So we're very happy to have dozens of retailers there available for you. If you go to shoplocallou.com right now, you can put your email address in so that you're notified as soon as we go live this week. So I encourage everybody to check that out, and to all of our local retailers as well, to get in touch so that we can get you up on that site.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. It sounds great. And Louisville Water Company, when you say it's locally owned, it's owned by the citizens of Louisville. So we all own a piece of that, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. And I'm going to echo too, real quick, the get in touch with Congress. That relief package needs to be passed. Let's hold them accountable and get things moving.
All right, please send another message out to your members there. So appreciate all the work that you've done, and what LEBA's been doing for these past 15 years for our city has been phenomenal. I also want to give a shout out to Tanika Bryant with Buy Black Lou, which is helping to shine a greater light on promote our local Black-owned businesses as well. So you can also understand that when you go to Shop Local Lou to see what those great businesses look like as well. All right, let's get to our panel here. 4 local business owners to share their experiences during this dastardly virus pandemic that's been taking place. Khalil Bachon, owner of Khalil's on Dixie, well known here in the community. Rayshonda Johnson, thank you for joining us, owner of All is Fair in Love and Fashion. Siobhan Reedy, co-owner of the famous Irish Rover. And then Amy Streeter, the owner of Susan's Florist, who's put together a nice floral background for us today. So appreciate all of you all joining us here today. And I'll just open it up with just kind of a broad question, asking how your all's operations have changed during this virus, and how you've learned to get to this point here where you're still with us today, and how you're looking here in the future to get through tomorrow. So I'll open that up, maybe in the order that I started here. Khalil, we'll throw it to you first.
Yeah, Mayor, thank you for, first of all, thank you for having me on, and I appreciate this opportunity. So the COVID-19 has changed our operations from staffing to ordering to cash flow, and has allowed us allowed me and my team to shift gears into from indoor dining to takeout, family meals, boxed meals, servicing the National Guard while they were in town for the COVID units at the hospitals, some of the frontline workers, and now large and small businesses that are needing boxed meals for their companies and for their team members. Also, another layer of shift in operations is COVID-19 has added an extra expense to us when we've had to now provide extra PPE for our team and dividers for our booth and different ways we have to distance our tables and whatnot for the indoor dining whenever that's allowed again.
Good. Well, hopefully we'll be back to that on Monday, so we're hopeful for that. Rayshonda, tell us about what's going on with All Is Fair in Love and Fashion and how you're I know you're mall based, so tell us what you've seen in terms of traffic coming through as well, but what's up?
Well, thank you for having me and all of us this morning. Actually, All Is Fair has always been by appointment only, and I was in the process of moving to a new location on 4th when all of this happened. I always do a yearly pop-up at Oxmoor, but this is my first long-term during a holiday pop-up. So I'm only there until January, and then I'm back down on 4th. But this whole pandemic has really changed my business because prior to, I'm mostly online. 90% of my customers are online. I have a huge social media following, about 500,000. So I was already online. What changed was people weren't buying the clothes. I'm very over the top. I tried to dress down this morning. Evening wear, day wear, heels, really girly girl items where you dress up to go to work and things like that. So I had to pivot to more self-care items, more stay-at-home items, PJs, robes. But the real big shift that I did, which happened April 1st, my business pivoted to PPE because I had manufacturers that could make the mask and the booties and the robes, everything that our frontline workers needed. And I have a lot of friends and clients that are nurses. So that really propelled my business for 2020. I shifted to mostly PPE. And then the latter part of the year where things seemed to be opening up again, I went back to clothing items, and then I opened in the mall on November 1st for the holidays. So it is pretty slow in the malls. And that's where my online picks up. People are buying for the holiday gifts and for gift cards and items like that. So it has been a year of shifting that we had to readjust. But All Is Fair is still here because we were able to pivot earlier. I started making masks around March 15th, March 20th, before the governor announced anything. I just knew that we were going to need those. So I ran to Hobby Lobby, bought all the rhinestones, all the cloth, and started making masks. And then April 1st, I opened it up to everybody.
All right. All right, so we're seeing the kind of flexibility that's required during a pandemic like this. And Siobhan Reedy at the Irish Rover, you guys have been around for a long time, got a strong customer base. What's your experience has been?
Well, for us, it seems like operations change almost hourly. Obviously, we had to switch to carry out, which used to be kind of a pain in the neck, and now it's a huge portion of our business. And we set up an online system to streamline that. But we also kind of resisted going inside once inside dining was allowed, just not only for the safety of our guests, but for the comfort of my staff. So during the warmer weather, we had a tent up in our parking lot, thanks to the city, relaxing some of the permits and things like that. People loved it. We set up a beer garden outside of the tent. We set up full service dining under the tent, and that worked great. So we really had a pretty good summer. Nothing near to what we normally would have done, but it was better than I had expected. And then the cold weather came in, and now we've had the shutdown, the indoor shutdown. So It's been challenging, but basically we look at the weather and try and decide what we're going to do. Will anybody want to sit outside? And people have kind of surprised us. We put heaters by all of our outdoor tables, and people do come by and eat outside. And our regular customer base has been phenomenal. And the carry-out business has really kept us going, especially now when indoor isn't even an option. People have really, really stepped up, and we really appreciate all of our long-term customers and our new customers.
Yeah. Well, it's just a great reflection of the loyalty that you've built over the year that's so important. And Amy Streeter, the owner of Susan's Florist, how's all this impacting you, Amy?
Thank you for having me. First, Mayor Fischer, it has certainly taken its toll on our business. As you know, we are very busy at Derby time with events, with the Fund for the Arts, weddings, all those kinds of things have been since the spring. So we certainly had to readjust our staffing. We had to reduce our staffing. We changed our hours. We tried to be creative with the inventory we have. We created some new items like the green brochure where we are giving money back to Team Kentucky. And we just did it every day a little differently. We've got a strong customer base. We've been in business since 1948. We certainly had a lull when there were no funerals, but we've had orders every day, and we've had our customer base support us. But we're looking forward to 2021 in hopes that we're going to be able to turn the page.
And if you could, Amy, say something to the federal legislators right now that are considering another relief round, what would you say to them?
I would say, yes, please support the local businesses with grants and low interest loans so that we can come around the bend and try to move forward for the future.
Yeah. Rayshonda, what's your message to federal legislators?
Would definitely be, yes, we need more funding. All small businesses. I actually am the owner of 2 businesses. So for me, Jumping the Broom Bridal Studio, which would be Kentucky's only Black-owned bridal shop, we were supposed to open March 28th, and it didn't happen. So we need that funding to keep going and to actually open. We never got a chance to do so. So all small businesses need help right now. Even though we are making it, quote unquote, we need that push to get into 2021 and beyond.
Very good. For the media that's following this, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat room and we'll be sure to get to those. Khalil, once we move beyond the pandemic, what do you expect for your business in terms of what a new normal would look like?
Well, Mayor, I think normal is gone. And I think there's going to be a new normal with more masks, more restrictions, but in hopes that I am wrong. The thing that I would like to get back to normal, but I'm worried that all the small businesses out there have been hit pretty hard, and we're going to suffer. So we just need to get past this and just stay strong. So that's what I say to that.
Yep. Siobhan, how about you when we're on the other side of this vaccine?
Well, I don't expect the restaurant business to go back. I agree with Khalil. I don't see it going back to the way it was anytime soon. If you've ever been to the Irish Rover, it's really an Irish pub experience, and everybody's kind of jammed in together, waiting for your tables, talking to your friends, stopping at tables, and I don't see us going back quickly to that kind, to being comfortable in that kind of a setting. So, and then of course there's just the whole, building back up financially. So I'm optimistic, but not overly so.
Yeah. And I guess as I talk to restaurateurs, it's just like, okay, we're going to have to grind it back, and just start over and keep moving here. So, I wish we were not in this spot. Nobody asked for it. None of us did anything to deserve it, but it is where we are. So we just need to kind of survive until we can grow back our businesses and flourish. And I guess, Amy, if you could have a top 1 or 2 message to your fellow Louisvillians right now, what would it be?
Well, I would say it's so very important at this time to support local. If it's gift certificates, if it is just a pick-me-up. For us, we've had lots of people who just want to brighten someone's day, and flowers certainly do that in a very special way. So we feel that we're blessed to have such a gift to be able to take your emotions and hand them to someone else and show them appreciation or love. And that's a very important and special gift that we're able to offer.
Yeah, everybody needs a little smile right now. So
Yes.
Thank you for that. Rashonda, what would be your ask for your fellow Louisvillians?
Definitely get out and support all businesses. I do miss the restaurant experience and hanging with friends, and I do miss being able to do those things. Now that I've been a business owner for 8 years, I pay attention to all of that. Like every small business you pass by, someone owns this. Someone's trying to make a living and provide for their family. So we have to just be more conscious of doing that. And even though I'm in Oxmoor, people don't know that I'm a small business. Even when I'm in there, they ask for the owner, and I'm like, I'm the owner. So you have to go out to the different places and support. We really do need it. And just for the holidays, buy something buy something if you can from small businesses and show your support, no matter how big or small, whether it's a gift card or anything. We really do need that.
All right. And I know Khalil, Siobhan, and Amy, you all received grant funds from the city through our Small Business COVID-19 Relief Grant Fund Program. How did those funds help your business, Siobhan? See, she might be frozen up there. Khalil or Amy, you want to handle that?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Well, obviously, first of all, I'm beyond grateful for that grant, and it has helped me in my business by allowing us to innovate to the operations and help increase the sales within the business to help us turn around and keep some of our team members on the payroll and help with the rent and utilities as we get through this.
Yeah. Siobhan, you're back. How did you all use the grant? Okay, we must be having problems there. Amy?
Yes, and again, I would say thank you. We greatly appreciate the support from the city. We used that for rent and utilities and our large ticket items, as well as being able to bring back some of our employees and also doing more online, because that's one thing that is not traditionally a florist, but we're certainly trying to be creative in every way we can. And so trying to keep the lights on and stay afloat. So we greatly appreciate it.
Right. Siobhan, are you back with us? You're on mute. All right, we're struggling there. So, all right, well, we're wrapping it up here. We have the media question. It looks like it's being answered online here. Paulina, we were able to help 824 small businesses with grants, and then another 51 with low interest loans for about $29 million or so. So Caitlin's responding to you there. So she'll get the further information to you on that. So we appreciate you tuning in. So as we go around the horn here, I give you all just kind of a final message to say anything you want to say about where we're at, where we're going to go, and how we're going to keep fighting through. Rayshonda, lead us off here.
Okay, well, for All Is Fair in Love and Fashion, we are still providing that great experience for women. We sell everything from dresses, shoes, accessories. We cater to sizes 0 to 26. So for us, we have always been about women empowerment through fashion. We have always been uplifting. You can always come in and find something. So to get us through to 2021 and beyond, we just want and wish for the support to come in and look around, and we will definitely be opening back up. We are currently at 558 South 4th Street, so we're downtown. when January 1 hits. We will be out of the mall. So you can come and set up an appointment with me and just help us out as small businesses to get through is what we need. We need everyone's support, all the love that you all can send. We would greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Siobhan, are you back with us? I'm sorry you're having difficulty there. Okay. Khalil?
Yes, Mayor. So Louisville, everybody. First of all, I just want to say, just have faith. I think we'll get through this, and we'll just get through this storm, and we got to do it together, obviously. But for my business itself, and any other restaurant out there, I just ask that you if you're going to buy gift cards, buy directly from the restaurant. If you're going to order takeout or curbside, tip your server, tip your bartender, tip your cooks. A lot of times I think we forget about the cooks who are the backbones of the restaurants as well.
Awesome. Amy?
I would say we greatly appreciate all the support from our community here. We hope that we will have that continued support. At Thanksgiving, I said, even if the table is set for two, put a little flower on the table. So think about just occasions when you can brighten someone's day. We do gift certificates, we do curbside pickup, we do custom orders. So we certainly try to bring beauty and creativeness and service to all of our customers, and we appreciate everything that they've done for us.
Awesome. Jennifer?
I want to give so many props to our local business owners. I have been just amazed at the pivots and the hard work and just the creative ideas that have come out to just hang in there and hang in through all of this now. And we all know that the winter is going to be the toughest time. So this is when we all need to double down. I know that I personally have considered it a pleasure to have my patriotic duty being getting carry out, because I get to eat from restaurants a lot more. So let's think about that, as well as obviously your retail purchases too. I will add that the shoplocallou.com website plans to be around for good. So this is not just a holiday thing. But keep looking to your local retailers. This is going to be a tough winter for everybody. And the more that we can do to come together as a community to make sure that we come out the other end and still have a thriving local business scene is very important.
All right. Well, I want to thank Khalil Batchan from joining us from Khalil's on Dixie, Rayshana Johnson, from All Is Fair in Love and Fashion, Siobhan Reddy, co-owner of the Irish Rover, and of course, Amy Streeter, owner of Susan's Florist. So Louisville, support local businesses, shop local. We need these folks to get through this winter, get to the other side of the pandemic, and we need everybody to contact their U.S. senators, U.S. congressmen, tell them, get a deal done in Washington, D.C. right now so that we get more relief coming to our cities and our small businesses, eviction prevention, all these things. It is real time that needs to take place right now so that we can survive and get through this virus, get to the other side, build our economy back, and make sure our people are taken care of. So thank you for joining us today. Look forward to seeing you next time. Again, thanks to our panelists, small businesses. Keep the faith. We'll get through this. All right. Take care.